All right, welcome to the Internet Money Podcast. Today, we're going to be diving into a topic that's been on my mind lately. It's the whole quantity versus quality debate in content creation. Now, if you're just starting in content creation, you probably heard it 1,000 times. Just put out more content, get more reps in. And you know what? That's absolutely correct. That's what you need to do. When I first started the Building Web3 podcast, it was all about quantity. It wasn't about cranking out episodes, but it was just more about getting out more at bats and figuring out what works and what doesn't. We weren't just doing it for volume's sake. We were trying to figure out what works, what doesn't, and just getting better each time we did it. And listen, that's what you have to do at the beginning. And until you've done at least, I would say, 50 pieces of longer form content, be it blog posts, podcasts, long form YouTube videos, you don't really need to think that hard about quality yet. And let me caveat that real quick is you need to think about quality, but in the 1% better space. Not like, oh, this isn't perfect, so we're not going to post it. Just post it. Like, you just need more reps. And why is that the case? It's because there's just so much to learn, so many kinks to work out that you really don't even know enough of what you're not good at to make a plan around it. So you need to do a lot of things, see what you suck at, see that you're not getting any clicks because your thumbnails aren't good, and then go back and revise that. And I like to think of this because we talked about on yesterday's episode, and go back and listen to it, is Alex Hormozi's 100-day rule. It's either 100 minutes of content every day, $100 of ads every day, 100 cold calls every day, 100 cold emails, 100 cold DMs every day. And until you've done that, until you've put in those hours of work, and for this podcast would be obviously 100 minutes of content every day for 100 days, you don't have a foundation to start worrying about quality. At least not in the, we're going to slow down because we really need to do quality the best. Your job is to produce and get out of your own head and just get the thing done, right? At the end of the day, you just need to start moving. And here's the thing. I had a call with this guy, Rio, also known as Pancakes Bra. People in crypto have weird names. And he dropped some serious truth bombs on me today. Is my Building Web3 podcast. We've published over 85 episodes, filmed over 100, and now we're hitting a point where we're just pumping out more content and we're not really necessarily getting much better. The biggest lever that we can pull to grow the podcast at this stage isn't more episodes. Truthfully, it's better guests and it's more high quality episodes, right? So here was my epiphany. It's time to shift gears. And instead of spamming out episodes, and I don't even like the term spamming out, instead of just mass producing episodes every single day, we're going to slow down. I'm going to take Rio's advice and I'm going to focus on getting the best possible guests that are going to bring real value, real insights, and frankly, make this podcast something that people can't afford to miss. And obviously, I'm talking about the Building Web3 podcast. We still have a lot of episodes to go before we hit that critical mass on the Internet Money podcast. But for right now, I'm going to be cutting back on my cold outbound. Usually I do about 80 messages a day. Right now, I'm going to put that on pause. And instead, we're going to leverage our current network. We've got over 100 people that we've interviewed. So I'm going to dig into the connections we already have, the relationships we built, and see how we can maximize those to bring in some real next level guests. We've got enough social proof. It's not like they're going to a podcast page and like, oh my God, 4 episodes. No, we've done 85. We've published 85. We've done over 100. So the work is done. And now it's about being strategic. It's about being smart. And look, if this doesn't work out, and if we completely hammer all of our current leads and get nowhere, fine. We'll turn back on the cold outbound. But for now, I'm making the conscious shift to focus on quality. And we're going to get the most out of the leads we currently have and the highest quality guests that we can find. And why? It's because I believe that the key to taking this podcast to the next level, and when you're starting out, yes, you obviously need the reps. You need quantity to learn, to grow, to get better. But once you've hit this tipping point like we're at, it's time to shift focus. It's time to focus on quality over quantity. So if you're listening to this and you're just starting out on your content journey, don't overthink it. Just create, get the reps in. But if you've been at it for quite a while, maybe it's time to ask yourself if you're ready for that shift. Are you ready to stop focusing on volume and start focusing on value? And that's about it for today. So thank you for tuning in. If it's your first time at the podcast, subscribe, leave a like, comment, do all those things. But until next time, we're going to be trying to boost our MRR above 5.5K. So stick along with the journey. And we got some awesome guests coming up this week. Talk to y'all soon.